and welcome back to the Ziggy Zone. Today we're in our series finale for Sexiest in Sport. The last 3 weeks we have been counting down the top 10 athletes in baseball, football, and basketball. Um, and so this last week we polled our viewers to see which top three in those sports had the sexiest athletes. The race was tight. However, I do think you all will appreciate the sport that we would say is crowned sexiest in sport. But before we go on to the list, we want to do an honorable mention for U.S. soccer. When it comes to sexy athletes, soccer is definitely one of America's best kept secrets. And Timothy Howard is no exception. This New Jersey native currently plays for an English club, Everton. However, in national play, he represents America as the goalie. We can definitely appreciate his, what are they, ice blue eyes, such a strong, piercing gaze he has. Whether he has a beard or not, it's not a problem. And so, we just really want to say thank you to soccer and thank you to Timothy Howard for being so daggone sexy. And one thing I say, no beard, no clothes. For Timothy Howard, it's really not a problem. So that was Timothy Howard. Now, moving along to counting down our sexiest of the sexiest in sport. Like I said before, the race was tight. So we're not going to do 3, 2, 1 because honestly, number 2 was a tie. So we're going to start off first with baseball, move in to the next second spot. You'll see who that is. And then I'll be back to bring you number 1. If you remember, in week 1, Hunter Pence, Matt Kemp, and Albert Pujols were voted top 3 sexiest in sport for baseball. These 3 are all very sexy in their own way. You have Hunter, who has a strong, jawline with a very strong piercing gaze that sort of penetrates through you. You have Matt Kemp with this freckly beard action with green eyes. And then you have Albert, who is really like a man's man. He looks like he, can go and fix a broken down truck or something, while still very much having it together and being strong and a protector that I think makes, them sexy. So they all definitely have their appeal. And, sometimes if you catch them right, they can be in some not safe for work kind of action. We see Hunter needs to put that tongue away, and perhaps Matt can put on a shirt. But we do appreciate him paying tribute to Grandma and Grandpa. In week 3, we counted down our sexiest in sport list for basketball. And David West, Tyson Chandler, and Vince Carter took the top spots. These 3, though similar, are very distinct. David, he's more of the passionate type. You can always see that in his play. He's someone where you're like, oh, he's a protector. He, is caring, and, that definitely adds to his appeal. You have Tyson, who is, he's like the charmer, even if he's in his early 2000s, late 90s, sort of genuine swag. And then you have Vince. He's like the boy next door, and, we all appreciate his dunk ability. So these 3, we definitely appreciate what they bring when it comes to being sexy. Sexy isn't always about, looks or things like that, but it's really the energy that you have. And so these 3, they all have great energy. It's very different energy, and yet they took their top spots. I'm back, and as you can see, baseball and basketball were tied for the second place in our sexiest of the sexiest in sport. Our voters, they couldn't choose. So there was no 3, 2, 1. It was just two, and then we're moving on to one. And you should know by now that taking home our top honors in sexiest of the sexiest will be our football guys. Everyone on the list, from Matt Kemp to Vince Carter, they've definitely earned their spot, but I think our top three sexiest of the sexiest football guys, Colin, Arian, and Darnell, definitely we've enjoyed them. So here you go. In week two, Arian Foster, Colin Kaepernick, and Darnell Dockett, they took the top three honor spots for Sexiest in Sport, Football Edition. And yeah, let's just take a moment to look at them. Beautiful. They're each masterpieces, all very different, all very unique, all with their own type of energy, and yet all very sexy as hell. I mean, I think we should probably give a round of applause to their parents um, for coming together and creating them. Just gorgeous all the way around. You have Arian with his just brown, golden brown skin and beard. You have Colin, who he can go, clean face or bearded face. We probably prefer him no shirts, shirtless. And then we have Darnell with dreads, fade. It doesn't really matter. Kudos to these guys. All right, well, this concludes our Sexiest in Sports series. We hope that you enjoyed these lists just as much as we did. Next week, we'll be back right here to discuss the conclusion of the NFL preseason. We'll have the highlights, the lowlights, and the teams to watch out for. So until next week, ciao.